So welcome back to part 2 of my new bicycle build. I'm putting together a Fairdale Goodship, and in this second part of the video I'm going to put in the bottom bracket and try and do the brakes and derailleurs. So stay tuned and watch me get this bike put together. This Fairdale Goodship is a steel frame and it has a traditional threaded bottom bracket, so I'm going to install a Shimano SM-BBR60 standard, I think English thread bottom bracket. So I've opened up the box that the bottom bracket comes in, and inside the box there are two main pieces. One is the left side bearing and the right side bearing, and they have the which side they are marked on them, as well as which direction to thread them into the bike. It's pretty straightforward to put these in. I'm going to put a little bit of anti-seize into the bottom of my bottom bracket just to make sure that I can get these back out again in the future, and so that they don't make any creaking noises, anything like that, which would be pretty unlikely with a threaded bottom bracket anyway, but that's what I'm going to do. And I'm wearing gloves because this stuff is notorious for making a huge mess. If you just look at this stuff funny, it'll turn you silver. I'm going to use my feedback sports wrench in conjunction with this Shimano adapter tool here, and I'll use that to tighten the cups into the bottom bracket of the bicycle. So I'm just going to tighten this in until it stops, and then I'll come back with the torque wrench and tighten it up the rest of the way. This is the drive side, and this one is counter. It's reverse thread, so it tightens to the left, and that's marked on the bottom bracket cup, but keep an eye on that just in case you miss that. It goes the other way. The nice thing about these Shimano bottom bracket tools is that there's like this nylon or reinforced nylon interface between your metal wrench and the bottom bracket cup, so you really can't mar it, which I really like. Okay, so that guy's installed too now. I picked up this Lezyne EXBBT socket, and this socket is actually too big for the Shimano SM-BBR60 bottom bracket by itself, but it does accept the adapter that comes with the bottom bracket, and that actually is kind of nice because it gives a malleable interface between the tool and the bottom bracket, so I'm guaranteed not to scuff the bottom bracket. So I'm going to go ahead and torque the bottom bracket to 35 to 50 newton meters. My torque wrench is set to 35 right now, and I'm going to start low and then kind of work up to about 42.5 or so, which is in the middle of the torque spec. Now that the bottom bracket is torqued to 42 newton meters, I'm going to re-grease the shaft of the axle of the crankset and reinstall the crankset and get it torqued up to its proper torque specs. So that's about it for part 2 of my Fairdale Goodship build. Thanks for watching so far. I hope you'll stay tuned for future videos in this series. And if you aren't liking these, please hit the like button, maybe subscribe to my channel or sign up for notifications so you know when I post some new content. And if you have questions or comments or feedback on how I did things, post it in the comments and I'll try to answer.